Denzel Bentley beats Brad Pauls with a unanimous decision victory to become a three-time British middleweight champion, adding the European belt with it. On the weekend just gone, the 7th of December 2024, Queensberry had this card that they put together called the Magnificent Seven, and they headlined it with the British / European title fight between Denzel Bentley, an up-and-coming middleweight prospect, Brad Pauls. And the fight started off with Denzel Bentley controlling the ring with a decent jab that he kept flicking out there with a right or with a backhand every now and then. And he was controlling the fight, controlling the pace, controlling the action with this good jab that he had, and he was working it throughout the fight. Come to the middle rounds, 6 and 7 in particular, Brad Pauls seems to have a bit of success. And he starts catching Denzel in between the shots. And he hurt Denzel once in there. But Denzel fought back well and continued to control the fight. And in the 10th round, he scored a knockdown. As much as it didn't look like it took much to knock Brad Pauls down, I believe it was just the sheer amount of pressure that Denzel was putting on him and his lack of experience at this level. It's just pure volume of jabs that he couldn't get away from. And he exhaustion as well as that. And it seemed to really make his eye uncomfortable. And he took an 8 count, gets back up and fights on, and even gets himself back into the round. So what I've seen in this fight is that Denzel Bentley, as much as he is the best that Europe has to offer in the middleweight division as of now, seeing that he's the European champion, he still has work to do in terms of learning how to finish off opponents, end fights, stop opponents. And this is something he can go back to the drawing board and work on with his team. Even though Brad Pauls recovers and ends the round quite well, it's still a 10-8 round in the 10th round. And then Denzel closes out the fight by winning the 11th and 12th, even though the rounds were competitive. It was a very decent domestic dust-up, and both combatants were willing to get in there and put it on the line. And Denzel Bentley is kind of like demonstrating to me, with Frank Warren, the type of journey, I should say, that Anthony Yarde could have had. Denzel Bentley's already fought Janibek for the world title, but this was after he had already won and lost and won back the British title. So he is now back in world title contention. Even though he has 3 losses on his record, he's still on the title trail. So this is what people need to realize. It's not every single time that a fighter is going to go unbeaten until he gets to the title fight. Sometimes you have to take a loss on the way to learn. But some fighters are outstanding enough to learn while winning and get to the title shot unbeaten. And Denzel Bentley is a true example of the throwback era of boxing, where you climb, you learn, you get knocked down, you learn, you climb back, you get knocked back down and learn again to come back again. So each and every time he's lost, he's learned something new and he's bringing it forward into his career going forward. He's not giving up at the first sign of adversary of lost the fight and now my career's over. He's not that type of person. He's not that type of fighter. And now he's put himself back in the world stage again. So well done to Denzel Bentley. And I'm sure Brad Pauls will come again. This was his first time at that top end of the British and European scene. And he may have to take a loss to come back because this was his first loss. I think this was his 15th or 16th fight. And it was his first loss in his career. And I'm sure he will learn from this and come back better in the future. But as for now, Denzel Bentley, British and European champion, and he's calling out Janibek again. Obviously, he's got the confidence of having been in there before, but at the same time, Yanibek's been in there with you before, and he's also learnt about you. So as much as you're more confident to take that fight now, I'm sure Yanibek is more confident to take that fight now as well. So we'll see what happens with that going forward. But well done to Denzel Bentley and well done to Brad Pauls for putting on such a great show for the fans. A good, nice little domestic dust-up for the fans. I'm sure they appreciated it down there in Wembley. And we'll keep a close eye on both combatants to see what happens with them going into the future. But for now, I will see you guys in the next video.